Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday, March 11th, 2026. How is everyone? Over on YouTube, what do we got? Russell, Gary, Colin, Juicy. Hello, how are you all this afternoon? David, welcome. Um, a quick comment about yesterday. I am still, I apparently am not used to running. So my little gold medal run through the Minneapolis airport is really put me in a world of hurt. So um, yesterday I decided to take the afternoon off to catch up on some things. So that's why we didn't have a stream. I'm a little better today. I think I'm probably good enough um, to probably ride my bike, and maybe that might shake it out a little bit. So we're gonna try that tonight. Little housekeeping. Tomorrow there will be no stream, so it's going to be kind of a short week for streams. No, I was not on bed. I was working. I had a lot of consignment pens, and I had some new consignment pens, and um, a bunch of new things to list and things to do and things to order and just to get caught up. So it kind of worked out. I was hoping I didn't need to have a catch up day, but I just it was hard getting up. It was hard sitting down. It was hard moving. So I just said, you know what, I'm not going to repair pens either. So I'll have to bring my bike with me to the airport next time. I could have made a connection. I could have ridden home, and I would have felt better. Probably would have made it home in a reasonable amount of time too. Good afternoon, Gabriel. Um, yeah. So, but anyway, tomorrow there will be no stream. There's a possibility I could have a stream, but I'm just gonna say right now I'm not gonna have one. Um, so funny story. I'll make it short. Um, when I had my kitchen remodeled, I had to have an electrician come in to. We didn't have a dishwasher, so we had a dishwasher installed, and so we had a electrician come in to do the wiring. Well, when the city inspector came in and saw the positioning of my electrical box, he was not happy. I'm like, well, that's where it is, man. I didn't put it there, and so he said he was going to contact the electrician, and then I never heard from him again. Then he came back after the kitchen was done, and he's like, well, it's still not there. I still haven't heard from the guy. That doesn't make me happy. I'm going to contact him again. Well, I figured it was going to be one of these cases where they just forget. Whatever. Well, I got a call a couple weeks ago from the electrician saying, well, he was contacted again, and I imagine it was probably um, a stern conversation about fixing some of the issues. And they called me and says, well, we got to come over and we got to replace we have to move your electrical box from its current location and put it somewhere else. So it will be at no cost to you, which I made sure he said at least 3 times. And I'm like, well, this is going to take all day. This is going to take a long time. This is going to take 2 days. I don't know. He says, oh, well, I'm going to have 2 guys come over, and it should take about a half a day. It took half a day for this guy to put in electrical for a dishwasher, so I can't imagine moving a box is going to be all that quick. But so that's going on tomorrow. He said 8 to noon. I don't believe it for a minute, but if he does, great. I'll come back. Maybe I'll stream, maybe I won't. I don't know, but that's the reasoning behind tomorrow. So I've got my car actually loaded with more like noon to mid. Yeah, I think so. I was like, it's a 2-day job. It has to be a 2-day job. Maybe not. I don't know. Turn off all the power, pull it out, pull all the wiring. You know, I mean, I've even gone so far as like, I got a sub so that I can have something cold, because I'm probably not going to be able to use the microwave or heat anything up or the stove or whatever. So, but I've got all sorts of things that I can do that don't require much, because obviously I can't ship tomorrow. So if you place an order tonight, is a possibility it will not get shipped until Friday. I'll probably get it up, and you might get a label, but that means only because I do that in the afternoon when I get back, if I get back. But it won't get moving until Friday. So just so you're aware. You have an extra circuit installed to properly illuminate your desk sets. I keep seeing really, really great cases reasonably close in my area, but I just can't, I haven't done it. Have I seen the stage 2 of Toronto Adriatico? Last 15K was amazing. No, I haven't seen it yet. I'm probably going to subscribe to HBO Max tonight, and at least I can catch up on the Strada Bianchi, and then I can, because I really only watch racing when I'm riding my bike. So, if I'm off the bike, Lisa and I let Lisa watch what she wants to watch. She'd be bored stiff most of the time. Although we do watch the tour. We do watch the tour in July, so she pays a little attention to it. But I don't, if we're together, we're watching whatever show we're watching or whatever show she wants to watch. I usually won't bore her with cycling. So, don't tell me what happened. So, anyway, fingers crossed for tomorrow. I was going to move all of my boxes in the basement, but then I realized all the electrical wiring is like on the outside, the perimeter, and gravel section of the finish was great. Awesome. I don't know how I feel about all this gravel stuff that's going on in these races. I mean, you got your Spring Classics and you got Paris-Roubaix and things like that have always had essentially gravel. I don't know how I feel about it. It's different. I mean, they're just trying to mix it up because it's boring watching people ride on the road. I don't know. You haven't watched a minute of it, but you're guessing a European is in the lead. Probably. Very, very, very probable. Good guess. So, all right. What do we got today? Let's see what we got. I got a couple repairs. Penza came in for repair. We've got a snorkel in some kind of sorry state here. This just came in today. So we're gonna get working on that right away. This is an interesting pen. This is a Speedball lever filler, and apparently you put a nib unit on there, but the owner did not send an actual nib, so this is going to be a case of, I'm not sure how I test this, but I guess that's not my problem. I just have to make sure there's a good sack. It's a lever filler, and then apparently you can push this button here to release some ink into the nib, and it's basically like a drawlet nib. There is a video. This is one of those cases where just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's qualified or good or anything. There's a video on how to repair this exact pen on YouTube. It is the most treacherous thing I've ever seen. I guess if it worked for that person, I guess, but I wouldn't follow any instructions ever on that video on how to get this pen apart. Combination of hot water and getting water inside, and I mean just rubber bands around the lever because presumably the inside got wet and the bar broke, or the bar, I don't know. It was a disaster of a video, and 7 minutes of my life I will probably never get back. Is this broken? Oh, this is broken. Oh, this is a mess. How are we going to get this out? Oh, no. Oh, that's a disaster. So he needs a whole new section. Yeah, that's as far as it's going. Pull the tube. I think maybe if I heat it up, maybe I can use this to, if we're lucky, I can use this to push this around and maybe unthread that. Oh, I wish I'd have seen that in the picture. I thought something didn't look right. Good afternoon, Indy. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be. Pull the tube first. Yeah, apply heat, then use a sack protector to help unscrew the broken section. Twist the sack protector and see if it can grip the section remnant. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't know why I even start these types of repairs. It's going to end up being a. Did you try? Yeah, I tried twisting the sack protector, but it's not. There's no tension on the. So it won't move. This moves. But you can see that the broken part is still, you can kind of see it there. Yeah, there's not enough section left to grip. So I'm hoping I can get it with my pick and at least get it to move a little bit. Oh, something moved. I think it moved. If I can get it to start to move. There we go. We got a bunch of big flurry flakes today. It's really hard to do because I don't want to break the lip of the barrel. Then we're 88 degrees. Oh my goodness. You were out in it for almost 2 years with an exterior paint vendor. It was as fun as it sounds. Radiant Dreary and Indy. There we go. It's coming up. It's actually above the lip now. Woman. Almost there. Jesus. Now the question is did I screw up the barrel getting that out? All right, so at this point, I'm going to stop on this repair and get in touch with the client and advise him what his options are, because this has now become a significantly more expensive repair, which you may or may not want to go for. So this is a very weird section. It rotates. I can spin it, but it's not threaded. So I don't really think I need heat, but We'll say this is a first. I might have to watch that. I hope you like a challenge. Yeah. Well, what I don't like is it's really, really kind of crappy plastic, which means it doesn't retain heat very well. I mean, it moves. I can pull it out and push it back in. I think I'm going to let it soak. I don't really know what that's going to get me, but I'm afraid if I heat it too much, it's going to warp the barrel. I'm kind of hoping this is going to be an easier pen repair day, but okay. All right, so yeah, they do. They look at if you look at them funny, they warp. It's weird though because I can twist it 360 degrees. I can pull it out like a millimeter or two and push it back in, but it is like there's something else stuck in there. It could be that the sack is tangled around something, which is why it's not. Who knows what it could be. We'll let it soak, and I'll look at it tomorrow, and I will look at the awful video I mentioned, just to get an idea of what the rest of the section looks like. But I thought it was just a regular section. So, all right, next up, just for today, I want to get these done. So, I need to. These are all essentially cartridge converter fillers. So I'm just going to clean them all. We can have a lovely little chat while I do this. Spin them out. And these are going up on the website real soon. In fact, these Metropolitans are actually up on the site right now, but so not much of a repair day, but if I can get these pens from Baltimore fixed or cleaned out and on their way, then we can start with the actual repairs next week. But this is usually my plan, is I get the easy stuff taken care of first. And maybe we'll come back to that speedball. I think these Metropolitans are all, yeah. There's only one in here that I think is dirty, so. Well, we'll just take a look. And you're trying to find a place for the single desk space you bought in the Baltimore? Remind me again which desk space you got. Did you get that crystal Eversharp one? This one I think needs a cleaning. Oh, yes, 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 yes. The Schaefer safeguard base with the pen. I'm telling you, I think you need the brown one too. I got one back here somewhere. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. Wasn't that on that was on Sunday morning or something? I think, I mean, the color is cool. I think if it wouldn't have had the U.S. Senate thing on it, I think it would have. I think he should have been happy to take any offer on that base, so as to not take it home. You grossly overpaid. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you do. You do. It's like over tipping breakfast waitresses. Sometimes you do it. I am disappointed I didn't see any Esterbrook death sets though. I really. Here I come prepared. I've got my list. Even got David Nishimura interested in the study behind it. Yeah, there was a brown one for 65, and then there was a black one right next to it at somebody's table. 8 balls. I need them to be significantly cheaper than that. Um, I'd pay 65 for a deluxe, if I ever saw one in my life. Or the Durez, Dipless, now that I know what the name is called. Empty suitcase to bring death sets back. Well, so we are very heavily along the way. So for you folks out on the East Coast, it's not 100% official yet, but Lisa and I are in discussions right now on the two of us driving out to DC for the show. Everything is kind of lining up. She has to take the time off of work unpaid. So we have to justify her presence, but assuming her boss okays the time off, tell her she needs to stop me from making you buy too much. I don't think that's a problem. I don't think that's a problem. Having my own personal picker, she's okay with that. After all, if she didn't want me to buy pens, she wouldn't send me to a pen show. There wouldn't be a budget for it like there is now. And especially if I can get like a nice, I've got actually 2 trays of pens to look at today, that are relatively easy to work through. She may not be as excited as I am about what I bring home, but if it fits our criteria, hello. I didn't make any coffee. There's a little bit there though. Yep. Ooh, we got some turquoise ink on this one. I can't hear you. What? Oh, nice. Thanks. Okay. I'm getting texts of something found at the Baltimore Pen Show. Wow. Okay. That's different. This one I was not expecting to see ink in, but that's all right. Lovely shade of turquoise. New Pelican ink. Yeah, the Pyrites. I just ordered mine. What I was told, I need a platinum converter here. What I was told was there is enough ink to supply all dealers basically more or less with their first their first order, but then there will be nothing after that. It looks nice. I mean, it looks like, I mean, why don't we just sell a bottle of mica dust and throw a drop of water in there? Um, it just seems like it's very, very heavily saturated with particles. I know there's been a little controversy on the retailer side of the table with respect to the new U.S. distributor of Pelican, mostly with regards to shrinking margins. Yeah, Chart Pack was not great. The previous distributor, they screwed lots of stuff up. Were completely, non-existent when you had problems and questions, but this one might be a fun one to try with this Kosu nib that's been ground. This piston on this Faber-Castell is a little loose. There we go. There's a little notch in here and I can tighten it up. It sounds like if you want to get the ink, we should order it now before the sellers sell out of what they expect to get in stock. Well, I don't know. What I do know is that I should have it up on the website within a couple of days, hopefully by Friday. sign up for a back in stock notification. And when you get the notice, you need to buy it. I mean, so often I have people who they sign up for a notice and then they don't ever like actually buy the product. Like they wait. Boy, I hate this converter. But you need to jump on it, I think. I mean, it's way better than last year's color. Maybe more usable by a lot of people. I doubt this has any ink in it at all, but just to satisfy my. Nothing in there. Saw a pen on eBay the other day with the bulb filler. Yeah, you gotta be, bulb fillers. Um, Bulb fillers are typically not on better quality pens. So while it may seem like a super novel idea, all right, I'm going to ultrasonic this nib. Usually they're not, like I say, they're not really good quality pens. Now, while Eversharp used them, if you recall, that stenographer's pen that we had that mechanism on it. You just had a moment of terror. You couldn't find the desk pen for your new base anywhere. It was in your nib box. That was sort of like me losing this this platinum here 3 times over the course of the show. I love that backpack that I got, but holy cow, is it hide stuff far too well. I do have to laugh that I never looked at this pen long enough to notice it had this earlier version of the cartridge format. Now that Shalana section fits on really nice on your bulb filler. You half expected to find that platinum when you were searching your hotel room before checkout? It would have been hilarious if you found that trumpet. Okay, so that nib actually was pushed out way too far. Yeah, I found the trumpet in my backpack. It was hiding in a... very deep pocket. So it looks like somebody did some work on this section here. It's one of the problems with buying pens at shows is sometimes you can't see anything like you can in good light. So I didn't see there's some, obviously something cooking here. And it's too small for me to pull the nib out with my pliers, and it's too small for me to pull it out with my thumb. Rura Optima is a great pen. Nice, nice pen. Good size, posts well. If you like extra fine, I got a real beautiful one in blue marble. Hey, pen addict. Aziza, how you doing? Welcome, everyone. I'm looking for a tool here. From Corolla, hello. Italene, if I pronounce that right. Welcome. come on. I have a really sharp X-Acto somewhere. It is not here. How much am I asking for the extra fine? I don't recall off the top of my head. It is on the site though. I want to say it's in that $300-400 range. I can't remember if it's got a box or not. So there's like some super glue or something on here. Which worries me, but I think I'll have to look at it later. It sure seemed good from afar, but this pen is so small that I'm going to have to get one of the cartridges out, and we're going to have to ink that one up because it's just definitely needs to be tested. I'm going to try that. I love these. My favorite color. Although the pastel green's nice too, right? Sticker on the cap. For those just joining us, I am. These are some of the pens I picked up in Baltimore. I'm just kind of going through the cleaning process. These will be the easiest to get up and out of here. These two are ballpoint and rollerball. Believe it or not, this is a ballpoint, not a rollerball. It's $3.75 with no box. Yeah, that sounds about right. I was struggling to try to figure out what the heck fit this thing because the rollerball didn't fit it and the ballpoint fit, but I realized there was no spring in the nose cone. A little bit loose of a cap, but it's kind of a cool piece nonetheless. All right, should we see if this speedball opens up? I mean, if it's spinning and it comes in and out, then there's something else cooking on here. No, it doesn't want to open up. Paul Pelgal. Hello. This is definitely the weirdest pen I've probably ever worked on. Well, we'll look at it tomorrow. I don't have the patience for that kind of. Oh no, actually not tomorrow. We're not doing tomorrow, are we? No tomorrow. That nib was pretty clean. No tomorrow. Yeah, so actually, this actually has the nib that's on the pen, so that's kind of cool. You don't often get that. So it says shorthand point. $15.55, and that's the nib that's in here. All right. Ouch. Stabbed myself in the eye. That was slick. Let's spin these out. Salad Spinner 2.0. What's cooking over on the Pen Addict today? Surprised I didn't see him over at the Baltimore show. I don't think you want the box on that Optima, Gary. You know how big those boxes are? They're ridiculous. I think I have one here. I mean, they're monstrous. They don't even fit on the screen. They're just so big. Get the hang of this. Ink purge, huh? You can live without another box. Yeah, I hate it when modern pens come with boxes. Did I get the chance to talk with Mike or have a beer with him? Yeah, I spoke with Mike. Briefly, a couple times. I happened to run into him while he was doing his show walkthrough on, what was that, Friday? Saturday? Did not have a beer with him, though. Maybe in D.C. Mike was very busy most of the time. You barely had a chance to say hi. Yeah, I imagine so. He's pretty popular to be around, be seen with. You'll bring beer to DC as long as it's cold. Although, you know, the warm wasn't bad after. The good news is that since we're going to drive, and again, we're 98% positive this is going to happen, we will bring beer as well. So we're just waiting on Lisa's boss to give us the okay. You can only do so much with the fine hotel fridges. You know, you could have given me like 4 and I'd have put them in my fridge. Although they might have gotten warm trying to get down the 5 flights of stairs down to the 2nd floor because, man, those elevators took forever. In fact, I think it was, what was it, Friday they were jammed up so bad. I took the, 5 hours and they were barely chilled. I think it was Friday or Friday, there were so many people checking in, and it was such a pain to get on the elevator. I found there were actually 2 flights of stairs I needed to take to get up to the 7th floor, and I took all the stairs to get there. You barely took the elevator. Well, yeah, for you it's easy. Because for me, I had to take the stairs from the first floor to the second floor, and then I had to go all the way across the down the floor to the other side of the floor, and then pick up. There was a second set of elevators on the end, and then when I came up, I swear there was a fight brewing because there were people yelling at each other in the hall, and I I walked past that nonsense. Got in my room and I kind of like peered out the peephole, make sure that stuff was all settled by the time I was ready to leave. It was weird. Life's too short to drink warm beer. Well, if it's the second beer, it's not bad. I mean, yeah, just 5 hours to barely chill a beer. I probably should test these now, but I'm just going to dip them later. They do fill, so I don't have to worry about that. Man, I love these striped Pilot Customs. They're great. Hey, Vlad, can I always go to the ice machine and chill the beer? Old school? Yeah, we could. You're new here. Can you tell me what I'm doing? Yeah, so this is a real high-tech piece of equipment. And welcome. This is an OXO salad spinner. This is maybe the Cadillac of salad spinners. And I've got two, essentially a pipette tube and a turkey baster kind of tube in there. And those, you put your pen in there, and then this spins it around and basically sucks all of the water or the ink out, and you can kind of see what it's sucking out here, and it helps clean the pen. So if you've got a pen that you want to ink up real quick, or you want to make sure it's got all the water out after. I just slide it in there. And the small one here, I use that for caps. It's actually designed for vanishing point nib units. Thanks to my buddy David. So I just push this down, and then it spins it around, and then centrifugal force just pulls the water ink right out. Do that a little bit. And then it's basically dry. I used to take my pens and I would grab them, with a real firm grip, and then hold them over the garbage can and flick them. And with the number of pens that I have to clean and test, it was like really, it's starting to hurt my wrist. And David sent me one as a gift, and it worked great for, it met its maker a couple months ago, but it didn't owe anybody anything. And then I upgraded to this lovely unit. It's really thick plastic. The other one was had a handle, so this I really can just kind of sit here, and it does actually kind of spin it up faster and jiggles all my cameras and all that stuff. It's especially effective with pens like a Parker 51s that have those collectors under the hood. Parker Vacuumatics, piston fillers where it's really hard to get all of the water out. Very effective on those types of pens. And so those pens are basically dry. And what I'll do is I'll still leave the caps off overnight. And then, you know, for sure tomorrow they will be ready to go. I've actually got one more pen here. That's still... It's got all... It didn't look like it had any ink in it at all, but it's just filled with ink. Yeah, and if anything flies off, it is contained. I mean, you know, you don't want it to fly off, but... Yeah, it's kind of fun to do. It is. We actually have a guy in our pen club that I did a little talk on it one time, and he made one, and then he brings it to every pen club meeting. I don't know why he brings it, but he brings it to every pen club meeting. And turkey basters, in case anybody needs a turkey baster. For the true bourgeois pen hobbyist, OXO sells a version of this spinner with a glass bowl for close to $100. Pampered Chef used to make an even better spinner, but it's discontinued. I actually kept the Pampered Chef one for salad. Well, I mean, you could put salad in here. And I'm thinking about cutting off, because where the nib lands here, I'm thinking about cutting off this little piece of plastic here. Because on certain pens, it will, on a lot of them, it fits right underneath that little slot. Schaefer's red ink could make an interesting salad, yeah. You used to hate cleaning pens, and now you only mildly dislike it. I mean, it makes super short work of this. You know, and for me, like, I still have a little bit of moisture in here. But, you know, I'm shaking this over a garbage can. I used to do that with every pen. You know, if you're repairing 5 to 8 pens a day, and we were repairing a lot last year, you know, that gets hard on your hand in no time. All right, so we're gonna let those will sit out, and then if there's any moisture left whatsoever in the nib units, it'll evaporate overnight. So do that. Next up, I'm not certain these are as clean. In fact, I know some of them aren't. The Schaefer Stylist, I think had ink in it. Yeah. So we're going to drop that in the ultrasonic. And some fun pens in here. Parker 45. Well, that tells me there's probably... Yeah, we got ink in here. I'm going to take this clutch ring off. And I can't easily move that nib unit, so I'm going to take that off. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a fair amount of shaking if you do that. Yeah, you built your first one after the pen went flying as I was trying to shake out the ink. Yeah, I mean it only takes dropping one in a metal sink or a sink. Before you realize, I was resistant to it for a long time. I should not have been. But now I wish I would have had one at any of my last several stores. It really would have made life easier. The Chines make USB spinners. The Chines? Oh, the Chinese. Oh, yeah, that's what we need. I assume you mean Chinese. Yeah, Chinese, yeah. Ron Zorn's got one that's motorized, I guess. Yeah, yeah. David's got one. And an original, what are they called? Whirliclean? The salad spinner will work if the AI decides to cut you off. Oh my goodness. You guys. Let's do this. Let's take a look at these sailors. I got a couple 1911 standards. Old style. A little bit of ink on the gold bands. Motorized one with the ridiculously large engine. Yeah, can you imagine that? Like I knew a guy in college who was big into Harleys, big into motorcycles. And he put a V8 on a motorcycle frame. And it was the most ridiculous thing ever. He was kind of a big guy, so he was strong enough to hold it up, but I was like, that's not. It was loud. If we can hook it up to the vet somehow. You get a motorcycle with a rocket engine? That's just crazy talk right there. Let's take a look at this one. Jet engine. Oh, okay. Still crazy. Still crazy. Couple of weird cross. What are these? Calais? I forget what these are called. As they say, the price was right. Oh, it comes with a converter. I didn't even open it up. Haven't even looked at this. It's blue. That's cool. I've never seen a blue cross converter before. Green and yellow, yes. Clear, yes. Blue, never. Is this threaded? Yeah, this is a threaded blue converter. Oh, we gotta clean. You're still old school using your toilet paper roll, but don't clean out a lot of pens at a time. Yeah, around here we clean out so many that it's kind of a necessary. But blue, that's cool. I have to look and see. I might need to keep that. I've never seen a blue converter ever. Got a nice little copper prelude here. Is the salad spinner the 4-liter or the 2.7? I honestly have no idea. Is it blue or Bay State Blue State? No, it's blue. It's clearly blue. Waterman Edson has a gorgeous blue converter. Yeah, the blue one does. The blue one does. The red one's got a red one, and the green one has a green one. But that's a darker blue, though. We cleaned them out. I don't think I've ever seen Lisa on stream cleaning pens. Yeah, she has. Yeah, I guess she got a professional to do that job. No, she actually does. She cleans her own stuff. She used to give them to me. And I don't mind it. But now she'll I'll like, I'll get done with a bike ride or something, and I'll go in the bathroom, and and there will be a slew of pens on the counter, and we don't have an ultrasonic at home, so she just kind of flushes them clean. And but if you clean your pens regularly, it's really not a huge ordeal. But who of us does really clean them regularly? Even if you clean them semi-regularly, I still don't believe that they need to be, you don't need to eat off of them. They'll work just fine if you don't, if you get, a couple of passes on the converter and, bulb syringe will get 90% of all the ink out of the pen, You put a new cartridge in and it's good to go. Yeah. Especially if you use the exact same stuff all the time. It's really not a huge deal. I would like to see people make a less of a deal than they make it out to be, because it's not really good for the pens. So this has got one of my most favorite hated converters. It's got this little push-pull thing here. It holds almost no ink, but I tell you what, it is super, when you get used to it, it's super handy for flushing it out, because you just kind of back and forth. It's just the demo clear pens that one gets to wanting to be completely clean. Yeah, I mean, with those pens too, you just, if you're smart about it, you put better inks in it, and I think you're okay. You had violet in the platinum and put a blue black in, had pretty shading for over a page of writing. Yeah. I mean, All right, this is pretty clean, but I want to take a look at this nib because it almost doesn't look gold, and I'm pretty sure they didn't make a gold-plated nib, so I don't know what's cooking here. This could be one of those lower carat nibs where they made 9 or 10 carat. And I'm not seeing any mark whatsoever, so is it magnetic? I don't know. Boy, it's kind of a, it seems like a really shoddy nib. The engraving on it looks, I don't know. I mean, it fits. It's just that it should be marked. I mean, maybe they made it just has that kind of look to it that would indicate. Let's see, I've got a magnet around here somewhere. I just don't like the way the word Parker is on there. Let's see if I got one. Hang on. It's not magnetic. Hmm. Maybe it is gold. I mean, like I say, I've never seen a gold-plated one before. It just has kind of a weird look to it. Could be one of those 9 or 10 karat 45 nibs. I mean, it's definitely a 45 nib. Very strange. Very, very strange. It is a much, much later lighter. So this is the later version, which is a one-piece barrel. Early version had the plastic, basically like a regular 45, but it had a black plastic end that often breaks. And then they moved to a different version where that plastic end was replaced by a metal end, and you could kind of see it was a little more polished than the rest of the brushed barrel. And then this is, I think, the third and final configuration, where it's basically a one-piece barrel flight. Is this? I wonder if this is English. Yes, this is English. So that might have something to do with it. Very strange. All right. This one's probably the dirtiest. Waterman CF. I don't know why. The only reason I bought this is because it actually came with an original cartridge. Otherwise, I wouldn't have touched this with a 10-foot pole. Although I think I've got CF cartridges that I've saved for the event that I run into CFs. These last two are Gin House. I don't know why. Why I bought these? No idea. I don't know what to do with these. I really, I don't know what to do with these. They're pretty, but not really my cup of tea. Yeah, we got some ink in there. Give away as a young person. Yeah, I probably would do that. What I might do is I have a couple other kind of beginnerish pens. I might keep them with me, and then I'll have these. Oh, excuse me. These 4 pens. These 2 and the other 2 pens. And maybe I'll just give them away. I don't think it's worth my effort to. I don't know why I bought them. I don't know. Tune the nib and give to a newbie. Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do. Well, we do once in a while have people that come to Pen Club that um, were referred over and um, are looking for something. So we got Pen Club coming up on Sunday. So if you happen to be in the Wisconsin area, and I know probably most of you aren't, we have Pen Club on Sunday from 1 to 3. It's being held at the Festival of Foods in Menasha. They have a community room, which is kind of in the back right corner of the store upstairs. And we're having a cool presentation. Cool presentation this month. I guess not really a presentation, but a cool showing of a club member's Twisby Eco collection. And I know some of you are thinking, well, okay, that's, that doesn't sound interesting. I guarantee this will be interesting because this woman has bought them, pretty much all of them from me. And anytime an Eco comes out, we just automatically save her one and call her. And now she lives like 2 blocks away from the shop. So I've seen pictures a couple years ago of what her collection was then. And it was spread out over tables. So it'll be just kind of fun to because some of these colors, a lot of colors, they go out, they're no longer available. And she just has a good time with it. And that's pretty much all she buys. She very rarely buys anything other than a Twisby Eco. Doesn't, really get into the 580s or the Vax or anything like that. Once in a while she will. But pretty much, she sticks with Ecos, and she every time she tells me the same thing. Well, I'm going to have to start become a little more selective. Well, guess what? There's a new Twisby Eco coming out. We'll see if maybe she's going to take that one too. In your crazier days, you used to give restored Esterbrook's away as a first pen. Yeah. Now inexpensive pens I happen to find work better. Cartridge converter is a better choice. It is. Yeah, it's a better choice. Yeah. You want to go to a Festival of Foods? It's not actually. I don't think it's the best grocery store in the area. They probably win points for the best liquor department, if you're into that. But they're not the best grocery store. In fact, I remember trying to pick something up for dessert after one of the club meetings, and they had like 3 choices. Three choices. It's a huge grocery store, and they had 3 choices of like little cakes, like a carrot cake and a chocolate cake, and that was it. There was nothing else. I mean, I was just flummoxed that they didn't have anything bigger and better. Let's see. Did I look at this inner cap? But it's nice that they have this community room, and it's. Yeah, it hardly sounds like a festival full of foods. Yeah. Our favorite is, we still call it Cops, which is after the Cops family, the COPPS. But it got bought out by Pick and Save, which it's fine. They're still a good grocery store. And that's the one that Lisa usually goes to. It is now no longer close to us, so it's kind of a every 2-week kind of thing or more. It used to be close, but not anymore. Ooh. Excuse me. I'm gonna take just a quick 3-minute break here. I'm gonna grab some coffee. And I will be right back, okay? So hang in there. I'll be right back. Grab yourself a beverage, stretch, and we'll see you in a minute. All right. There weren't all that many in here that were actually. Jason. There weren't all that many in here that were actually inky, but my brand new fresh fresh water in my ultrasonic is black. It is just black. Um, okay. I put so much water in the ultrasonic when I stick my hand in it, it starts spilling over. All right. Lisa and I went to a. Oh wait, ad's gonna be done in a minute here. Well, that's hot. All right, we'll get that ad out of the way. Lisa and I went to dinner last night. We hit a it's our late night, and we actually had a visit with our hairdresser, and so now we just do our hair. We get our hair cut at the same time, so we only have to go once, and then Lisa does her thing, and then while she's waiting for her hair to dry or do whatever, then then I jump in and it gets I get my hair cut, and then by the time I'm done, then she's ready to get back in the chair. So it worked out. I just read while she's getting her hair cut. But afterwards, we said we're going to get dinner. A couple restaurants nearby. Nothing fancy. I don't know if any of y'all have a Noodles and Company nearby. But we have one, and it's it's kind of a fast food pasta place. And the food's good. The food's good. I mean, for what it is, it's these days you're paying $50, $60 to all right, gotta run. Yeah, have a great evening. You're paying $50, $60 if you're going to sit down restaurant, tip and all that. And we weren't in the mood for that, so it's still not cheap. But we're walking out, and the guy stops us as we're leaving. He goes, "Hey," he goes, "You guys want any Rice Krispie bars?" I'm like, he goes, "At the end of the day, if we don't sell them, we gotta throw them out or we give them away." Well, yeah, I'll take one. He goes, "How many do you want?" And he's got a huge bucket full of these things. And, I'll take a couple, a couple, 2, 3, whatever. And they're huge. They're the hugest things I've ever seen. They are literally like almost the size of a shoe. They're about this long. And, I mean, they had to been 3-4 inches tall. And, kind of pie shaped. I mean, I suppose if you smashed it down and made it into like regular things, it would have been like two of them or two or three of them. But yeah, it was completely insane. Like, okay, that's the deal now. You just got to go at like 7 o'clock at the end of the shift. And then you get your Rice Krispie treats for free. Let's see if this nib comes out. It just seems set really low. Is it threaded? Oh, it's threaded. It is a threaded unit. And it's got the Jinhao logo on the threading, on the collar. Interesting. I know. You guys probably all knew this well before me, but I don't deal with Jinhaos very often. I did at one point contact Jinhao and ask him if, you know, how to become a wholesaler. Actually, I contacted him twice. And he never got back to me. Because there was once a, I don't know if it still exists, I decided against it. But there was a U.S. distributor website, like Jinhao USA or something. That's a bunch of inexpensive pens. I thought that would be a really cool thing to have, but 2 haircuts, pasta, and Rice Krispie treats sounds like a fun. Yeah, it was pretty fun. It was. It was not bad at all. So we'll just try to screw a sailor nib in there. That didn't work. Yeah, our choices were Noodles and Company, Max, or Panera. And I'm like, well, you know, it's pasta, or pasta. So you really can't go wrong. The stylus nib looked like this has got the biggest possibility of being a jammed up nib, but it's still got a little something in there. I kind of hate getting my hair cut because not because I don't want to do it, but oh, the coffee fairy. I took some. Sorry. There's enough coffee for you. You can't hear Lisa, but I'm being accused of stealing coffee. It's getting hot in here.
I made coffee. I finally came back over from my office, and there's not much in there. Like, I know I put more water in there.
I was wondering because, like, it didn't look like it was in. Did you only make like 2/3 of a pot or what? Oh, okay. Well,
because you don't always want it.
Well, so kind of needing something.
It's fine.
What are you patting me on the head for? Don't pat me on the head.
That's nice, dear.
That's nice.
I'm glad you got some coffee.
Do you want mine? It's got. What do you mean, you? How different? Now everybody, help me out here. How different is putting like a little? I usually put like a vanilla um sweetener in in black, a flavored syrup. How different is that from putting like stevia in coffee? It's not that different. It's not that different. Oh my god. It's 4 o'clock. Okay. Everybody says hi. Enjoy. Okay. All right. Well, she's in a better mood today, so that's good. All right. I love these styles. I really come to like these pens. They're just inexpensive, gold plated steel nibs, dual away nibs. They're just fun. Where did my nib go? Well, we'll figure out what we got left here. We got a nice broad nib on this 74. It's an older 74. Are all these repairs already cleaning over sale? Yeah, these are all pens that I bought in Baltimore. And they're fairly clean and so I'm just kind of cleaning them, and they will eventually be for sale. So the first tray that I was working on, those actually I already photographed, and I'm hoping that they will be the images will be edited in time for me to talk about them on the podcast on Friday. Um, I'm going to clean out this converter. Is pretty dirty. I'm not getting anything open today. Oh, there we go. I have a bottle of orange juice in my fridge. I've never done this, I don't think, in my life, but I'm actually thinking about writing the manufacturer. It's Tropicana, and they put these lids on so tight, I literally cannot get the lid off of this bottle of orange juice. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's a very dirty converter. Yeah, so these will probably be in next week's queue for photography. What I like to do is when I buy pens at shows, if they're cartridge converter pens, basically non-sack pens, um, I'll clean all those or ballpoints or roller balls. I'll clean those up first, and they will be available for sale near immediately. And then that just gets some stuff out of the way, recoup some of my investment back quicker. The fewer the pens here, the better. If I drank more OJ, I'd be able to open it. I know, right? I just don't understand. I mean, it is so hard to get open. I mean, and we even go so far as, you cut the little bottom half of the cap, that's perforated. So we cut that off, and it's impossible. Even after you've opened it, if you screw it on too tight, it's like overnight it tightens up. And it's always hard to get out. I mean, I like that it's, nice and sealed, and you can tip it upside down to mix up the orange juice. But there got to be a happy medium. And unfortunately, they're the only one that makes a particular variation of orange juice that I like. There was another brand that made a great bottle, and they made the orange juice that I like. They make a pulp-free low acid, but you just can't find it anymore. It's like, one of those things, you like something, then the manufacturer gets rid of it. So I had to switch to this other brand, and it's just insane. I suppose these days it's probably just as easy to contact a manufacturer through Twitter or whatever, but I could use my pens, but then they might never even read it. Boy, is this old and crusty. You should see how much ink I'm getting off of this little spacer that goes at the end of the piston. It's ridiculous. You like the powdered drink called PDQ back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s? I used to have a gas station that I used to go to called PDQ. Right behind my house. PDQ. All right, enough of this nonsense. I'm just throwing that in the ultrasonic. It's just gonna... A little bit of grease. So we can get this part back together. All right, well, that's doing its thing. I like these older sailors. They're just so nice. I don't like metal trim rings on the end of the sections, but the nibs have a great engraving on them. I like them better than the old ones that people complain about they don't make anymore. The new ones are actually very similar to these, which I find hilarious. Do you like the gas station that had a sign that said "Eat here and get gas"? Yeah, right. So I now call these the old imprint because that's just fun to say. Oh, clean this up. Blue. I can't believe they made a blue threaded converter. What I don't understand is like Schaefer. Schaefer makes a smoke and actually Cross. I can't remember now because Cross went from this orange threaded and green non-threaded, and then they went to smoke and clear. And then they went to a singular converter for all types. Like, why would you use smoke? Why do companies use smoke? Is it that much cheaper to make a smoke converter than it is to make one that's clear? Because you just can't see it. You can't see your ink level. Here they get pasta for dinner. Yeah, we got some leftovers from last night, or Lisa did. I think it's leftover night at the Anderson house. I like this though. This is a kind of like a marbled finish. I want to say this is the Calais. That's what they called this pen. This one's great. You know, Cross doesn't get as much love as maybe it should, but they also do dumb stuff. They make a bunch of pens that all look exactly alike. What I got 2 nib units in here yet, which drives you bonkers. They just announced like 2 new models for like ballpoints and roller balls. What did I do with that? Oh, there it is. Sometimes it's really hard to find something in my ultrasonic. But yeah, these 2 new models, they look exactly alike. Like I don't know why you keep making stuff that looks exactly the same. All right, now this is coming apart, and that's good. Because it's all stuff that everybody's going to forget. No one's going to care. Stop making garbage. Make a pen people are going to want to keep, and pass on. But, you know, what do I know? Do you test all the nibs also? Yeah, I'll test them all. I just want to get them clean first. So then it means I got to clean them again, but I might actually do that tomorrow when I am stuck at home with the electricians. That might be a good project. I'm trying to think of all these things that I can do in the event that the electricians have my power off for the entire day. I've got my laptop fully charged. So I will be able to do some work. I can hotspot off my phone. At least for a while. I've got some ink samples to do, but you know, that's not going to take more than 30 minutes. That might take me longer than that. But we got to get them clean first. Well, this looks much better now. Not a huge fan of this kind of. It's almost kind of got a little purple hue to it. There it is. The venerable Waterman Blue Black converter or cartridge. Never ever throw these away. You can always clean them out. This one seems to be pretty dark here. What if I put a little Dr. G's in there if we can get that cleaned out a little bit? It doesn't seem to be doing much here with the... Let's see what little Dr. G's does, huh? Now this is pretty well... I can almost see through it. All right. So we're gonna set that up. We set it up in there like that. And we'll give that a couple minutes. Kind of see it in the upper right corner of the screen there. It should be enough to clean it up a little bit. All right. Oh, let's clean this one up too. Bet this converter is. This has got one of those plyglass converters, so it's got the red end. So you know you're in good shape. But it really helps to. They're a little bit stiffer. It's pretty stiff. But it's going to last. As opposed to the latex ones, which will eventually harden and break. Move that out of the way so I can get my spinner in here. Oh, this was for the, what was this for? Parker. That's for this guy. I know, not very exciting stream today. Although if you watch it from the beginning, you did see that. I mean, trying to get that snorkel apart is, but not my favorite repair of all time. We'll get back to that next week if the owner decides they want to go ahead on the repair. Actually, I got to find the part first. That's got a converter in it, so I'm going to let it go a little bit longer. See if I can get that ink out of the converter. Should be pretty good. Loving that spinner? Yeah. Your swatches are up to date? I didn't think I'd like this top activated one, but it does spin forever at the end. And I like that break. That's kind of nice. You missed an ink? I can't tell you how much of a pain in the butt it is to have to redo every single swab for every single ink I get. It's annoying. Yeah, normally we'd do writing samples on these during the stream, but yeah, I think I'm gonna fill a binder and just do them at home. So normally, hang on. Normally I do something like this, and I do the writing samples, and then what I do is I have a stack of these. I mean, it's about that thick now, of all the pens that are out in the cases. And so if somebody comes in and they want to see how something writes, we can do this. We can look through, and then I'll number them with what my SKU is and everything, so that I can easily find them. And when I go through and sell them, and when I reorganize, then I cross things off. And because they're in individual sheets, then if I sell everything on the sheet, then I just throw that away. Oh. And usually what I do is I write down on the sheet pretty much everything that I need to include in my description of the pen on the website. So when I list it, it makes it super easy to remember. Oh, well, this pen had, a smooth nib, or a little bit of flex to it, or, there's a little bit of feedback, or, and I've got some clues. If I ever write like the word nice with 4 exclamations after it, is a really nice nib, majority of people don't really get to see those because I don't photograph those. But if you come into the store, you can see them. They're coming to the warehouse, I mean. Back in the day when I first started repairing pens, um, or a lot of them, I should say, and selling them, what I would do is I had this elaborate process that I later discovered it was just completely unnecessary. But what I would do is I would have a pen and I would write with it for 3 days in a row. Each pen would get its own sheet, day 1, day 2, day 3. And there's like less than 1% of pens that actually you discover a problem after after the first day. It was something else. But I would just never get any pens done because I'd spend all my time writing with these pens. Yeah, a new Schaefer Legacy was just announced. I got my order in today. Oops. I got my order in today, and they said they shipped it today. So I do kind of have to laugh that the big announcement said, "Oh, and I saw it, and the email went straight to my junk folder. And of course, then it doesn't load the images, but it said new Schaefer colorway, and I'm like, oh, please, please. Be burgundy, be green, be blue, be something. What is it? It's black. Black with gold trim and a two-tone cap. I mean, it's a sharp-looking pen, but I don't think it deserves the big announcement that it's a new colorway. I don't like the term colorway anyway. But it's a new variation. I mean, it looks great. It looks great. So fine and medium nibs. Mine will be here. If they do actually ship it today, I should have them first part of next week, which will be great. Yeah, I know. It needs to be. When you hear colorway, you think of yarn. When I hear colorway, and I just hate that term. I just hate the term. It's like, what was wrong with color? We got a new color. It's a new colorway now. I mean, I don't get it. Maybe I'm just getting old and grumpy. But if they're going to use that term, I expect there to be an actual color in it, not just black. It's still a steel nib, but it's a nice writing steel nib, and you feel the same way, right? Right? I mean, come on, you should see this stuff. I mean, they've got somebody who is writing their marketing copy, is making this sound like this is the best thing since sliced bread. I mean, it is funny. It's just, well, when the Legacy came out, yeah, it is redundant. Come on. Like, I just can't take people seriously when they use that term. But when the first Legacy came out, new Legacy, not first Legacy, but the Legacy came out back under the William Penn label. The email was hilarious. They've got somebody in marketing that just, I don't know. It was talking about how it was all new and is a leap forward, and all that. I'm like, what is a leap? You put a steel nib on a Legacy. I mean, you went backwards. I don't get it. It's It's a cartridge converter, so it's not a new filling system. It's not, you didn't go back to the Legacy 1 and recreate a touchdown filling system. You didn't create a new filling system. You didn't create a new clutch for the cap. I mean, nothing. There was nothing new about it. I mean, maybe it's new in relation to the PFM. But it's really not much different than the Legacy, the Legacy Heritage. Except it's got a steel nib. Oh, hey, I got some. Maybe I need to do that again. Did that come out of the pen? I think I got too much stuff on the bottom. I need to clean out the bowl. Because I don't think that really came out of the pen. Maybe it did. Yeah, I know. What's new about play? It's hilarious. And I think in one of the old streams, I think I actually found the email. I read the email. It's just ridiculous. It's just silliness. Stop with the marketing. We're just happy you have the damn pen back, right? Thank you for making it again, but don't. Oh, you got a salad spinner arriving, Gary? Yeah, I mean, don't make it sound like it's you invented the circle. You invented the wheel. You already had the pen. Hell, even Cross made a Legacy when they owned Schaefer. Now the problem with this cartridge is it's got such a tiny hole that this is really the best we're going to be able to do here. But let's see if we can get. Oh, look at that. Look at that. If anybody was wondering, do I need Dr. G's? Look at that. And you watch me. I tried to flush with water and it wouldn't come out. You may not have hard rubber pens, but every once in a while you come across this use case. So now I can flush it with water and it will be. Flush it with water, and then you can see, you probably can't see this. There is all sorts of sediment that the Dr. G's has loosened up. You can see it here. It's hard to see. It's just floating around in there. The Dr. G's has loosened it up. You got to head to the gym, Gary. All right. Have a good night. And look how clean that is. Now, I'm absolutely going to dump this water on because I don't need any of that. But I'm going to run it through the spinner because that will suck the water out of it. But first thing I'm going to do is this syringe is getting really hard to use. Yeah, and you saw that. That was, I mean, that looks nasty. I mean, most people probably would have thrown that out, but it's still effective. You can continue to use it. until you really get offended by it. It's one of those things where, like, and I'm not saying they do this, but companies will tell you to replace it long before it really needs to be replaced. But you can save yourself a lot of money by just reusing it. Use it until it's really dead, and it's got some life to it yet. And the thing about it is, if you do use it for hard rubber blackening, that's when you'll notice when it does and doesn't work. All right. It was getting a little rough to push. Now I can push this down quite. Yeah, don't forget to lube your syringes up every once in a while. Just like you would a converter. Take it out. Just apply a little bit around the edge of the head there. But that is beautiful, isn't that? I mean, no amount of water was going to clean that off. That I'm just going to shake out. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's expensive. The Dr. G's is expensive, but if you can keep it a long time. Get yourself a little container. I like this lid on this is getting a little loose. I need to find something different, but these little International House of Coffee, this is like a French vanilla, International House Cafe kind of thing. You kind of see that, like a little powder coffee container is great because it fits most parts. If you're putting barrels and caps in it, and then you can fill it to just enough to cover the part because it's low and shallow. And then you just keep it. And then if I need it for something like this, then I just suck some out with a syringe. If I'm going to put it in a cap, then I got our little soaker glasses. These are great for putting caps in. And then you don't have to worry about it making a mess, somewhere else. You can just plop this in there and it kind of keeps it upright. So, moderate sales pitch, but, like I say, I do use the stuff and it works great. I mean, that was not that clear. And especially if you're going to work on hard rubber pens. And for some of you that are maybe new today, paws and pens, you can go back even the week before Baltimore. I did a vintage 1920s Edison, which is different from the modern Edison pen company, in hard rubber. Run it through the Deox. I did a vintage Waterman 452 and a pencil in the Deox, and they blackened up beautifully. That Edison really came out massively fantastic. I was so happy with that, the way that came out. So if you're into that kind of thing, I mean, there's a little bit different instructions and different use on that, if you're going to use it, but you can watch me use it and see how it turns out. I've done it a number of times. I had I couldn't tell you what day it was, but on one of my earlier streams, I did a Conklin Crescent, vintage Crescent, and it was disgusting. It was heavily oxidated. It was, it had some sticky residue on it, and it was just nasty looking. and I dropped it in the deox, and it was in the deox for maybe 45 minutes, an hour. While we were doing other things here on the stream, I took it out, and it was a completely different pen. It cleaned it up. Yeah, it was last week. Last week we did the 450. I think it was last week or the week before we did the 452 in the pencil. I think I have those in the descriptions. But the Edison, I did the whole pen. I mean, this took the lever out. I mean, I did everything but take the clip off the lever. Clip off the cap on the Edison. Because it's kind of a special brand for me. I like to collect those. They're very hard to find. They weren't made all that long. And not much is really known about them or talked about. So it makes it interesting for me because it's still fresh. And now that I've said that, everybody will start collecting them, and I've screwed myself. But I also did, what was it? A couple weeks ago, I did a Delta. We had a Delta lever filler, limited edition, into it, which is white. And the cap was disgusting. It was all shades of blue that wouldn't wash out. It wouldn't clean out. And I soaked it. I soaked the inside of the cap with literally what you saw there. Basically dirty Dr. G's. And the pen is back to pure white. It is really, really quite amazing. Super, super good looking pen in a big save. So yeah, I'm gonna cap these up. Get my cat hair off of that one. But yeah, maybe I'll do this tomorrow. I will ink these up. Test them. I'm sure they're going to be great. But I need to have more work than I need to know what to do with tomorrow, because I just can't believe it's going to take them, two guys, only 4 hours to move my electrical box. I don't believe it for a minute. This one's going to be fun. And this one too. This Faber-Castell with the oblique double broad, 55G piston filler. What days do I stream? I stream typically on a good week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Usually 2 to 5 p.m. Central. Tuesdays I have a little bit late start, 2:15. And Thursdays I actually do 1 to 4 because those are kind of the hours that we're here. And then Fridays we do our podcast on Fridays, so I don't stream the repairs. So that's 1:30 to about 2:15 ish on Friday. So I am on, and I do all of that. The podcast is only on YouTube, but I do dual stream on Twitch and YouTube. So if you're looking for anything past 14 days on Twitch, you're going to find them all on YouTube. All of them back to about July 1st of last year, maybe, are all my streams are on YouTube. So I try to get a decent description in on what we do, but and I've had some people complain that I don't put it in the title, but that would be an excessive extra lot of work, because I don't know in advance really what I'm working on in any given day. These pens that we started out with, I was really hoping to finish, but this one's kind of close to a disaster, and this one just won't open up. So that wasn't what I planned on, and I got the snorkel in today, so I had already done the setup for the live stream before I got the pen in, and the pen came in, and I'm like, oh, I guess I should open this up. So yeah, fingers crossed they do it. I mean, he seemed pretty confident, but the guy had not seen my house, so I don't know how he can make that kind of statement. I mean, I don't know. It'll be fun. I mean, I guess I could stream from the house, but I don't have this elaborate setup. And you wouldn't be able to see me write, and I can't hold the phone and write at the same time. So I guess, but yeah. So this group here, these have already been photographed. These and most of these were, and I picked these because they were pretty clean, if not new old stock, or already cleaned before. And I bought them from reputable sellers, people that I know or that were vouched for by people I know. So I have good faith that they're going to be excellent writers, however they write. And these just needed a little bit more. Some of these are also from reputable sellers, but I had to stop somewhere. So these will be up on the website. In fact, the Metropolitans are already up on the website. Everybody knows how Metropolitan writes. And this one this one may never make the website. This beautiful little platinum bouquet. I've got someone coming to look at that on Friday morning that is interested. But the rest of them will probably be up. They might be up on the website tomorrow. So keep an eye out if you're interested in any of these. This one is really very interesting. It has an original Kosu nib, a C nib. But it looks like it's been ground. They'll probably get it. Yeah, I'm sorry it's not going to work out for you, Indy. I don't know. They may bite, they may not. The person that's looking at this on Friday morning already has already has 2 platinum butterflies that she got from me. It is picking up. Yeah, it is cool. And unfortunately, I paid way too much for it, so I kind of it's clean. It's never been inked. I mean, nothing came out of it when we flushed it through. And it's got that great red section. These are just, if you see enough of these, they're just all beat up. They're just all beat up. It's a good one. It's a good one. So anyway, yeah. So these, and this is super nice. Medium nib on this one, and actually, I thought I actually have one of these that I got recently, and I couldn't remember what nib was on it, and I thought maybe mine had an extra fine or something, but apparently I have a medium on mine. And apparently I inked it and didn't clean it, so it's going to make its way on the stream at some point. But these all have these very poorly plated clips, and they're all kind of like this, and you can kind of see when you look for these, you can kind of see they're kind of scratched up. Right there. The rest of the pen is beautiful. And you will see it on the top, too. It's got the early Pilot logo. But the rest of the pen is beautiful. It's just these clips. Always, they just take a beating. This one's got a 1974 nib. If you were born in January of 74, this could be your pen. White gold nib. Your platinums are beat up. You use them all the time. These pilots. I have 4 of these. I have 4 of these Volexes, all with fine nibs. Every one of them has the same January 1980 nib date code on them. Nice smooth. So, but yeah, these will be up soon. Maybe even tomorrow. So, all right. Let's see. Whoops. So that's I got about 8 minutes. I got a couple orders. If you have placed an order this afternoon, I'm going to try to get it packaged up. It will go out. I'm going to have, since Lisa will be here, well, she'll be at her job, which is literally across the hall. I'm going to have them pick up my mail. Anything that comes in the next 8 minutes, I think there was 1 or 2 orders that came in while we were streaming here. I'm going to get those taken care of now as best I can. And then those should go out tomorrow. But anything that comes in overnight, I can't guarantee it's actually going to go out tomorrow. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Paws and pens. Yeah, I get to go home soon and see my cats, so I get to see my paws. But yeah, so I'll try my best to get those orders out tomorrow. But I can't guarantee it because I have no idea how long it's going to take them to work at my house. But in other words, we'll be back to normal. I should be back to normal Friday morning. If I miss anything shipped, we'll get it out for you on Friday morning for sure. So I appreciate your understanding on that. And that's it. So no stream tomorrow. Tune in for the podcast on Friday. We're gonna have a cool. I have a cool Baltimore Pens show story. That me and my buddy David. What is normal? Yeah, I know, right? Me and my buddy David had a really, really cool adventure at the show. And so we're going to talk about that. That was an hour and a half of my life I will never get back, but that's okay. And we'll go from there. So have a good rest of your afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. Be kind, be well, and we'll see you on Friday in the podcast, and we'll be back here on Monday. All right? Take care, everyone.